Jason, obviously that one in doubt for a little bit at the end, but Giannis comes up and just makes two huge plays.
Yeah, Giannis was great tonight. I thought the team was great. Game of runs on both sides. And for us to not, we kind of bent, but we didn't break. And, Giannis made plays down the stretch. Just understand they stayed together. You're playing against one of the best teams in the world, and understanding in Houston we had breakdowns late, and tonight I think we capitalized and we took a step forward.
What stood out for you about Bledsoe's game? I mean, you're one of those guys that looks beyond what you see in the box score. He scored points, but it seemed like he was all over the court doing all kinds of little things, the kind of things you like. What did you see?
Well, he came up with steals. He's not afraid to guard the bigger guy in a switch. His heart, his determination, his grit is everything that we needed, and so you saw that tonight.
Jason, they complete a comeback about 5 minutes left in the game. You call a timeout. Seemed like there's a lot of ISO ball leading up to that timeout and maybe more concerted effort to move the ball around a little bit in those possessions after the timeout. Was that a message during that timeout? Or?
Well, I think it's easy as we watch that we moved the ball from the start for the first 3 quarters, and then we kind of just stopped and started to go into dribble. And dribble gets us in trouble. So when we can stay with the pass, we always find the open guy. And a lot of times that's Giannis. Giannis causes a problem, finds the open guy, or makes a play for himself. But for that stretch, they made threes. We didn't take them off the three, and they also got to the free throw line. So they extended the game that way. So there's something for us to learn on both sides of when you're down, understanding how to keep competing and how to get back in the game. And then on the other side, the game wasn't over. We could have folded, and understanding guys stood their ground defensively and offensively and found a way to win.
At the end, with Middleton missing that free throw intentionally, was that called from the bench, or was that kind of his own doing?
No, it was talked about as he was walking. We both talked about it as he's walking to the free throw line. My first response was to miss the second one. We'll take the bet of someone making it from the other side of the floor. Being a gambler, understanding if we did make that free throw, our luck, they get it inbounds at half court and we foul the three-point shooter, and it's a 4-point play. So we'll take our chances with them heaving a full-court shot.
Jason, big leads coming out of halftime have been a problem in the past for your guys, but today I think Henson had 11. You guys came out with a really strong third quarter. Was that an encouraging thing to see?
Yeah, I think, again, there's a lot of positives. This stretch has been tough. For us, understanding late games, we've had some breakdowns on both sides of the ball, and tonight it just showed that we executed on both ends after they made the run. No one panicked, and that just shows the maturity of that group in that locker room.
Obviously, you think about the scoring, but 10 assists for Middleton, 8 for Giannis. What does it mean if those two can move the ball and make plays for you guys?
Well, I think that means the other guys are making shots so that we can not just count on those two guys being scorers. And I think that leads to them being able to get more single coverage. When they have that type of line of being able to pass the ball, that means guys are knocking down shots, and that's what happened for the first 3 quarters.
Obviously, a number of guys come back from injury today. Tony hits one of those big threes that he always seems to be ready to do. What kind of lift did those guys give you?
Yeah, I think Delly gave us a big lift. I thought starting the first and third, he was limited to like 10 minutes. And then I thought, for Tony, he was limited to 20 minutes. And I thought he did a great job in his spot duty tonight.
When you look at the box score and see that LeBron was held without a rebound until the closing seconds, is that a shocking thing for you to see, knowing him as well as you do?
He had 39 points, so I think he dominated or tried to dominate the one thing, and that was scoring the ball. I mean, he shot the three at a very high rate, shot the free throw at a very high rate. It just shows how dominant he can be by just scoring the ball. He didn't have to have rebounds tonight. Both teams shot the ball extremely well there for a minute, and so for him, he was letting other guys get rebounds, I suppose.
Obviously, there's 8 other guys on the floor, but for you guys to get a win and for Giannis to go head-to-head with LeBron, what can that mean for Giannis as he continues to mature?
Yeah, I think for the team, it's a good win. The head-to-head thing, that's for you guys to write about. We can care less about that.